What is real? How do you define real?
Like everyone else, you were born into a prison that you cannot smell or taste or touch. A prison for your mind.
The Fashion Matrix Podcast with Pablo Mentor.
Wake up and be free.
All right. Welcome to another episode from the Fashion Matrix Podcast. I'm going to keep it short and sweet, and we'll talk about how your thoughts manifest into reality. What, in quotes, we call reality, right? This is very important, man. This is very, very important. Let me readjust my mic. There we go. I think that's better. I hope this sounds better. But yeah, your thoughts manifest your reality. Kind of a little bit of, the law of attraction and whatnot. You see, spelling. This has to do with spell. You are literally casting a spell every time you talk, every time you say something. And there are actually scientific studies that prove this. I forget the name of this doctor, and I'm going to look it up right now. He's a Japanese scientist, and I will look it up right now as I'm speaking. Japanese, you can just Google it, Japanese snowflake experiment. Oh, there you go. Masaru Emoto. Dr. Masaru Emoto, or Masaru Emoto, whatever you wish to pronounce it. He proved that if you talk to water in a specific way, because when you talk, what is voice? A voice is basically a frequency, right? It's a vibration from your throat, from this side, and it's putting it out there, and it holds a frequency. So saying, for example, I love you, or saying, for example, I hate you, that holds a certain frequency. And of course, frequencies affect us and affect the world, existence, life, all the elements. So what he proved is that when he shared certain music, which is another form of explaining frequency, specific music into snowflakes, they would change their molecular structure based upon different sounds, which means based upon different vibrations. And the experiment is longer than that. I highly suggest that you go look it up. So it's mind-blowing, and it's something that our ancestors knew about. It's something that the occult knew about, and they still know. And very few people ever get conscious about this superpower that we have. It is literally like a superpower. The fact that you can speak something and make it into a creation, put it out there. You can create a spell. You see, when you are unconscious about these things, you affect indirectly your subconscious mind and those around you, or everything around you, mostly in a negative way, because you're not in control of it. So let's say you say a lot, you complain a lot about the situation, the pandemic, or your job, or your relationship, or it could be, I don't know, man, money situation, whatever. If you are, let me take it further a little bit. When you surround yourself with people that complain all the time, you cannot deny that you get tired. That negative energy, in quotes, rubs off a little bit onto you, isn't it? So you feel like, I don't know why. Every time I hang around X, Y, I feel tired. I feel like he or she is draining me, draining my energy. Guess why? Because the frequency that they are emitting based upon the words that they use. And prior to, well, man, this is a great fucking episode, but let's keep it at that. And in a moment, I'll say something else. I'll break it down even further. But the words that they use, this is neuro-linguistic programming also. I highly suggest that you study that. They put that words into existence. So if you're around a person that says, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, I hate this, I hate that, I hate everyone, eventually what will happen is that person will attract or will create hate for himself, for herself, or around him or her. So that's why you have to be extra careful with your words. Spelling. Remember, you're putting out a spell. So what do you want to create? Now, depending on the energy that you put behind that word and the emotion, you can manifest it faster or slower. Most people manifest it slower. And it's not what you do every once in a while on anything in life. It's what you do consistently. So if you constantly bitch about life, because when you say it out loud and you put it out there, the words are already there, because the moment it's outside of your body, it's no longer yours. You see, I'm saying stuff right now, but once it's out there, I can't control it. I can't take it back. So if you say that a lot, you will create the frequency, will set you into an emotional state or into a mindset, and you will attract or reject certain things. You got to be extra careful about that. But what is behind the words? You see, what happens before you say a word, it's a thought. That's why I say thoughts manifest your reality or into your reality. Because before you even have to say anything, you have to think about it. Remember the first universal law, the alchemy laws, the laws of the universe, the laws of Thoth. The first law states that the universe is mental. What does that mean? It's that everything starts in the mind. Before you act, you want to do something, you want to go to your work, you want to create a podcast. Before you actually put it into action, where does it all begin? Where does it all start? It starts in the mind. That's correct. It starts in the mind as a thought or as a seed that whether you pay attention to it or not, it manifests into an action. That action could be interpreted as a word, as a spell, or movement, or an emotion. You see, for you to get angry, it doesn't happen just like that. You have to react towards something, or you have to create something within you. You see, oh shit, something within you needs to arise for that emotion to actually happen and manifest on the outside. Damn, this is some deep shit. So that's why you have to be extra careful about the things that you think. And most people don't even realize that they can control their own minds and their own thoughts. They think that, yeah, just thoughts come and go, and I have no saying on what I think about. Really? Seriously? Shit. You have to be in control of what you think about. Negatively, positively, it doesn't matter, but you have to be the one in control. Who controls your thoughts? Or is it are you a reaction of what your brain, your heart, and your gut is doing or saying? I don't think so. I think there's a higher power controlling this. And that higher power could be understood as your soul or your spirit, which you see, we're getting into something even deeper. This is the fundamental understanding of the law of attraction. Understanding that your thoughts are what create words. Your words, over a period of time, create a frequency, a state of frequency. That frequency creates an emotional state. That emotional state creates action or lack of action. You feel depressed, you don't want to do shit. You feel hyped, you feel confident, you feel pumped up, you want to do more shit. So step number one, pay close attention to what you feed to your mind. Podcasts like this, we feed your mind to cultivate it. Whereas if you pay attention to TikTok or something like that, just mindlessly scrolling down your fucking phone, your social media, not reading, not seeing documentaries or anything that will add up to your subconscious mind, that will actually benefit you. You just, I just want to have fun. That is what? It sounds very like, what's the word? Like innocent, like it's not going to harm you. I just want to watch football. That's it, man. What's wrong? What's wrong with me watching football? Just wanted to get a little bit distracted. Okay, man, but if you keep doing it and doing it and doing it, guess what? Your subconscious mind, it'll drip that information that you're unaware of, drips down into your subconscious mind. Eventually, you'll think about pure bullshit. Instead of thinking about higher consciousness, instead of thinking about evolution, instead of thinking about betterment of the self, of the individual, to then better the world or the community or your community or the collective, you'll just think about the next football game. You'll just think about advertising in that fucking football game. Like, oh, I want some fries or I want some hamburgers. Why? I don't know. No, guess what? You do know why. Why? Because your subconscious mind got all that fucking information based on the commercials. And all of a sudden, you're on an automatic pilot. You're unaware of the lifestyle or the rituals or the routine that you have. Reactive towards the thing that happened outside of you when everything starts within, with the mind. How do you take control of your mind? Again, like I said, step number one, pay close attention. Like a warrior, like guard your mind. You have to pay attention to what you feed into your mind. Second step, before you talk, before you speak, before you say anything, be conscious about the word that you're using. Study communication. Words create such a ripple effect, such a huge ripple effect. A tiny word can create or destroy a person, right? Damn. How many times have you been offended, so super offended by a simple word? You get angry or you get sad or you get depressed by what someone else said. And again, this is just fucking words, man. This is just words. But words have power. So that's why you have to be careful about that. Remember, it's a spell. Like magic. This is true fucking magic. Magic 101, baby. This is actual magic. You don't have to be an occultist. You don't have to be Illuminati or anything like that. This is actual magic. It's just bringing your attention towards it, becoming conscious and aware of these things, mindful. And when you become mindful of the words that you use, you begin to take control over your reality, over your emotions. And your emotions eventually create your reality, because emotions are energy in motion. It's energy that you put into action. So if you know the power of words, then you will be extra careful about how you speak to yourself. How do you describe yourself? How do you talk about yourself? How do you talk to yourself? How do you talk about others as well? If you always talk shit about others, again, your subconscious mind is like a drip, a tiny drip that eventually will sink into your subconscious mind, and all of a sudden all you do is talk shit, and you'll attract that shit, that negative frequency, negative vibration. That's why you have to be extra careful about these things. Step number 3 would be paying attention to how those words, those spells make you feel. Because what we were talking about in a moment, it was just here in the brain. But the actual power comes from the heart. The actual power, the meaning that we give to words comes from the heart, from the emotion, from the energy behind it. You see, I can tell you, go fuck yourself. and laugh, and the meaning means no harm, I don't mean anything by it. I'm just goofing around with my friends. Or I can say, go fuck yourself, and actually mean it. And the energy that I put behind will actually manifest it or not. So how do you manifest thoughts and words into existence? The underlying beneath all of these things is actually the words and all of it. It's the energy, it's the emotion. You have to actually mean it. So maybe you're one of the persons that said, because I've had these questions before, that people say, students tell me, well, I always talk, I want to have money, but nothing happens. Or I want to live a better life, but nothing happens. Well, this is because your intention is not strong enough. In other words, your emotion, it's not there. You don't believe it. You don't mean it. And that's why it doesn't happen. You have to actually mean it. You have to feel something. So that's why in every word, there's an emotion attached to it. So you have to get good at recognizing those emotions to then be able to control those emotions. And then finally, use them whenever you need to use them, for yourself or for others. Because emotions are here for you. It's not like thoughts running wild on your mind. Emotions do not run wild in your system. You can choose whether to get angry or not. You can choose whether to get happy or not. You are in control of everything that happens within you. You can control it. Or in other words, your soul controls it. It's not that it's just happening. Now, this takes time, my friends. This takes a lot of fucking time, effort, discipline, a lot of discipline, consistency. It'll not happen in the blink of an eye. But I'm giving you the tools, and they make sense. Don't they? I know that deep inside of you, you already know that this makes sense. And probably you've already experienced it. You've already experienced this. So pay attention to the emotions, that words, the meaning that you give words. Once you become good at this, then you'll attach certain emotions onto specific words that you purposefully use. When you purposefully want to create something into existence, you want to manifest money, success, relationships, love, positive vibrations, whatever it is you want. It could be something good or bad, negative or positive. This is magic. This is white magic. This is dark magic. This is the actual spell. This is witchcraft. This is how you do it. And when you see, I've held many ceremonies, and I do some not minor. I do, magic work. I actually do that. Witchcraft. Now I can say it. And when you do that, when you do the chantings, or when you say the words, you have to actually mean that. And then that's how those blessings or curses impact you or those around you or your environment. And the more energy you put behind them, in other words, the more emotions, the more you feel it and say it with the right words. Because again, words, absolutely every word, every letter holds a specific frequency, vibration. So if you say it with the intention, with the emotion, with the energy, and the correct keyhole, or in other words, the correct wording, boom, you put it out there, boom, then it manifests. So this is how thoughts build your reality, manifest into your reality. And hey, it happens consciously or unconsciously. Whether you like it or not, it's happening every day. So wouldn't you want to take control of it? Wouldn't you want to take care of it? If it's already happening, with or without your permission, might as well take control of it. And be patient. Mark my words. Be patient. Takes time, takes effort. Have to do it again and again and again over a long period of time, until you become, step by step, you become more comfortable with this. And give yourself small steps, like small examples. The problem is that most people that hear this, they're like, oh, I want to win the lottery tomorrow. Literally, I've heard people and I've witnessed people that say tomorrow $1 million will appear under my pillow. Like that. It'll manifest. And I'm like, get the fuck out. It doesn't work like that, man. Come on, man. I have to be a stupid motherfucker to think that is going to happen. It's organically. It happens step by step. Okay. I'm not saying that it's not going to happen, that you cannot manifest those $1 million. You can. But there's steps that you need to take prior to get that. But you see, most people want the magic bullet. And that's the issue. That's the main issue. They don't want to go through the hassle. They don't want to go through the hard work. So it's not that one person is more special than you. It's not that one person is a genius and you're not. It's the consistency and knowing these little details, the minor details in life. Those are the ones that create everything. So yeah, that is the message for today. Thank you for listening. Be the best version of yourself. Remember that you can find me at Pablo Mentor on all over social media. And if you want to learn more about everything that I'm doing, just go to pablomentor.com and you'll find out about my program. I have the program, a new community, a support program where I teach more of this stuff, but very, very deep. We go deep into this stuff. And it's called Circle of the Rainbow Warriors. You can find it over there, pablomentor.com, or also the seminars that I'm doing, the spiritual retreats, and the products that I have and everything else. All right. Thank you. And until the next one, Om Te Otu.